Hello everyone and welcome to RLH C2. Today we are at the Temple of Speed, aka the Monza circuit, the International Autodrome de Monza, whatever you want to call it. But today we have got 16 drivers on the grid, and once again I'm here and I'm joined by RLH C2's main commentator for the season, Calais. How are you doing tonight, Calais?
Good evening, Spag, and we're happy to have you back, even if it's only once in a while. It's great to be here in Monza. It's going to be a great race, and I'm looking forward to watching it.
Yeah, exactly. It should be a good one. Obviously, Italy usually brings the best of racing due to the fact that everyone's in a little bit of a DOS train, keeps everyone very close together, and unless it's a wet race, we should see plenty of overtakes during the whole of the session. For example, I can definitely see the likes of Walshaber, who got a few moves off last week, doing well. I saw Mobile Reptile go a few positions on the first lap as well. Definitely a few people who may not do as well in quali can definitely benefit in the race. Maybe down to a little bit of setup, maybe down to other things as well. But the main thing around here is that track position is not the be-all or end-all. There's a lot of places where you can overtake. Like Calais, for example, you could say down as a runner boy of Rao. It's a daring opportunity, but down even into the Ascari chicane, you could pull a move off to the inside. It would be risky, but it is possible. There are plenty of overtaking opportunities all around the circuit.
Might be dangerous to do it in Ascari, but it's going to pay off massively if you can do it there. Also, I've heard word from the paddock. It's going to be a dry weather.
Okay, so it's
all throughout the race. Yeah, so it's going to be a fast one.
Okay, so anyway, so the first thing to look at is now, let's run on board with Raul, shall we, as he comes down towards turn 1, see if he can do a good lap then as we come down into turn number 1. Doesn't really hit the apex too well on the entry, but it hits the apex well on the exit of the first chicane, as we see a Red Bull in the background completely losing his traction. But now through the Curva Grande, flat out through here, even in the wet, it is flat out as we now fly down towards the second chicane of turn number 4 and 5, coming in and going over the curb on the inside and hitting the curb well on the outside then before the two Lesmos. Lesmo 1 comes up quickly, turn gear 5, sorry, and now he keeps it very inside the track, making sure he does not get any track limit penalties. Is now through Lesmo 2 and down the back straight we go. Now DRS is now enabled for Rao as we now fly through towards the Ascari chicane, the famous Ascari chicane where Sebastian Vettel bottled it last year, and this year I don't. Oh yeah, and obviously very much a lot of action actually happened down in the Ascari chicane. A few too wide moments around the outside and down the inside. Is now flying down into the final corner, the Parabolica, flat out on the exit where Charles Leclerc crashed this year up to line for Raul, and it's going to be a 1 minute 19.495. A good lap from the Alpha to start off, but let's have a look how everyone else does, with Jerome doing a 19.5 early on in the session.
Surely gonna look to improve that lap, I'm sure, and Mamba already improves it. It's a 19.1. What do you think for the pole today, Spag?
I haven't done much of Italy around here, but I assume it's going to be, if we're setting 19.1s early on, I'm expecting maybe a low 18, maybe a low to mid 18 to be the pole time around here, as 10k comes up to the line now and goes and P2. So maybe a mid to low 18 could be pole, as Donkey Dan shows that we can get into the 18th in T2 with an 18.8 immediately. People who I expect to do fast laps: Walshaber, Prince Killer, and Invisible. Prince Killer will be starting to lap now, but Walshaber is already at Lesmo 2, obviously still riding high in the championship. I don't have the championship standings up right now, but I know from previous results that he is doing well in the championship and fighting for the win today. Then we fly down into that into the Ascari chicane as fast as we can. There's always run a bit wide there, and that is an invalidation on his lap then. So Calais, why don't you give us a little insight into what drivers may be thinking on Prince Killer's lap then, as it now comes down into turn number 4 and 5.
Well, I think first of all, Prince is going to look to capitalize on Sorensen's miss today, because he's 2 points behind and he's got a huge opportunity to get past him today with a lot of points, as he's flying now on the through to Ascari, and he meets Josh just hindering him just a bit, and invalidates in Ascari, unfortunately. But anyway, he's going to be looking for a great race today to make sure he's got a decent advantage to Sorensen, as these two have been battling it out every race of the season. They have been inseparable. Basically, they have spent the most laps of their season 2-3 tenths behind one another.
Okay, so this is a perfect opportunity potentially for a certain Prince Killer to get it. He just needs to get that quali lap right. As we saw a few weekends ago in real life, a bad quali does not really affect you too much around here. Like the likes of Lewis Hamilton, of course he's in a quicker car, but there is overtaking opportunities. So even if, say, they do invalidate all their laps, it's not the end of the world. As now Mobile Reptile is about to start another lap then. Oh no, he's going to head into the pits, excuse me there. Not setting a flyer there. And the Renault in behind, man like Donkey, is about to start a lap. Still, only 8 people have set lap time so far, and only 7 competitive ones. So I assume in the final stage of quality, we will see a lot of increases in lap times there. And obviously, Donkey down at the moment, 3 tenths ahead of anyone at the moment.
Do you think any of the teams are going to try and give each other a tow on the back straight?
Definitely, a tow is very important around here, as we saw in the 2019 Italian Grand Prix. Obviously, everyone almost missing everyone actually missing the flag due to trying to not be on the tow. But I assume from last week I saw Jerome and Wolfsburg did a good tow down the Kemmel Straight. I assume they'll probably orchestrate another one here. I assume potentially Invisible and Prince Killer could be doing a tow, as Invisible is on a invalid lap. But I feel like a few teams could be orchestrating the tow potentially down to turn 1, and then the other person could even get it down into the Parabolica potentially. But it can be beneficial for both parties on one lap, which is really good around Monza. But as we now run a ball with a man like Donkey, he's about to finish his lap then. Where do we think he will end up then? He got a little bit of a tow from Bruma down towards the Parabolica. Out of the final corner he comes. Seems pretty cautious on exit, but up to line for the Renault. We'll see whether people will be happy with this lap. Oh, it's the final one's out, the acceptable lap time so far of a 1:20, but I'm sure the Renault team will be hoping for more later on in the session.
Bruma has started the lap. And he's going down to Curva Grande. Bruma hasn't had the best season so far. He's going to try and maybe catch up a bit.
Yeah, I assume Bruma in the cockpit right now, if he doesn't get this lap right, will be raging about the F1 game, saying, "Oh, it's unrealistic. It's all this kind of stuff." As yeah. I'm just pulling basically out the same excuses that he did to lose the Season 2 championship to me, basically. Because
yeah, unfortunately Bruma is on 0 points so far, so basically anything he can scrape today would be an improvement, and maybe give him a boost for the rest of the season to come back and salvage anything he can. This looks like a decent lap all throughout. Hopefully.
Up to line then for Bruma.
Oh, and invalidates in Parabolica last corner. Oh my god.
That would have been a 19.4. A 19.4 would have got him P5. P4.
Yeah.
So he has got some paces. Now we see Jerome going set as the fastest lap of the quali session then, with an 18.7 showing that there's more pace in the track. The track's just warming up, you know, as now the likes of Wolfsburg is starting his second lap. Seems like he has. Yes, he has. They've got a beautiful tow, the Red Bulls, off each other.
That's what I wanted to say. I think Jerome, as he crossed the line, gave a great tow to Wolfsburg, and I think we're going to see a very good Sector 1 from him.
26.1 through Sector 1. It seems to be pretty good so far. He's hit the gravel on the exit of the second chicane, but it's not going to slow him down too much. He's still pushing on this lap, which means he can't have lost too much time then, as he now flies through Lesmo 2 then, flying in 5th gear. Very, very high gearing for Wolfsburg then, as he flies down past my camera, down towards Ascari chicane and under the tunnel of the old oval then, as we now fly into the Ascari chicane. This Prince Killer set 18.6 so far. Oh, it's Wolfsburg runs a little bit wide there, but can he get anywhere close to the Ferrari of Prince Killer? At the moment, they're supposed to be absolutely wild with a Ferrari on top right now, but can Red Bull spoil the party with 7 minutes to go in the session. It doesn't look like it so far. Calais, it's going to be an 19-4 for Wolgeberg. Not what he would be expecting for someone who should be doing well in the championship.
I think he lost out a lot back there. I think he lost out a lot more than we thought when he hit the gravel there.
What I'm going to say is I've just seen Josh go purple in Sector 2. Aussie's invalidated. He was on for a purple Sector 2, so that would have been an interesting lap. But in behind, we have Mobile Reptile, who is not on a lap either. Mamba is doing well, actually. He's in P2 with an 18.7. Seems like 18, probably an 18.4 will probably be pole, something around that range. But I assume more people will be idealising a faster lap time. 10K is up for this first sector alone, and he is 3 tenths off the next car. So surely he'll be wanting to have a good middle sector then into 5th gear, riding over the curb on the entry, riding very wide on the exit, but not getting an invalidation there. Then it opens the DRS quite late down the back straight. He has not opened his DRS. His DRS is closed then, so it seems like he has not happy with that lap. He's going to go straight into the pits then, or he's going to start another lap later on. But that, it seems like a ruined lap there, as now Wolgeberg as well is going to be heading to the pits then. Invisible seems to be on a lap though, Calais.
Let's see. Invisible is going to come home in just a second. Invisible has had his fair share of bad luck this season. Like, I think he's got 3 races in a row where he's been hit and had to linger in the back. But I think this is going to be a good lap for him. It's a 19.2, and it brings him a bit closer to the midfield, to the front of the race. Also, Rao is another driver that has been starting from the back in the last races he's had here, and P6 is going to surely be an improvement for him. Well, I think we're going to see a pretty crowded pits.
Yeah, I can tell you right now.
Very soon.
Yeah, I can tell you right now that the likes of Josh has just improved his lap to 19.1, puts Rao and Invisible down 7th and 8th. Then Wolgeberg has still got a good lap to set. There's still what, 4 people who could really improve their lap times. Mad Chip, I've seen him do well. He's improving by just a tad as he. No, that's 2/10 improvement, so that'll get him about a 0.5. Can he overtake Wolgeberg? Seems like he's had a little bit of a moment out of the Escarres chicane then, as he now flies down towards the Parabolica over 200 miles an hour then, as he's now into the right-hander, in 5th gear, into 3rd gear. He gets 3rd gear through there for the extra rotation of about half a second there. But up to line, Match will go for it and get a 19.6. A little improvement by a 10th and a half, but still, 3rd gear through the Parabolica. How is his gearbox not dead?
I'm looking at Mobile Reptile now, who is trying to improve that 125, which is clearly was a mistake. He is down 2 seconds, but it's not going to be enough. So if he can't improve his 3rd sector by a lot, he will not be happy with the lap. But it seems clean. Let's see him cross the line now.
Going to be a 9.
And see where he can be. And he puts a good lap together. As a fun fact, Mobile Reptile, when he came in RLH, his TT times were so bad that we actually wanted to place him in C5. And he actually had the guts to come to tell us, hey guys, I think I'm C2. Give me another shot and I'll prove it to you. And well, we gave it to him, and look, he's fitting. He's right at home in C2, and he's proven us to have clearly have the pace.
Yeah, he does actually have quite a lot of pace. 18.9 is a respectable lap time. Obviously not the likes of the top 2 of Prince and Black right now, but Black Man at the moment, but still a very good lap there to get top 5 so far. But just remember, a lot of people, that's probably Mobile Reptile's probably last lap, probably his best lap. I guarantee you at least 2 or 3 people can definitely get through the 18 barrier, as we see Big Baguette, a person who we usually see probably on the borderline points, get a 19 dead. So there's definitely still lap times on the track still to go then.
I'm trying to see if...
Yeah.
Nothing.
other people who are on the laps then. Let's get Fiscal about to start a lap then. The Ferrari driver not being able to set a really respectable lap time yet then. A 19.8 P14 at the moment. Can he improve on that? Down into turn number 1 he goes then. The Variante della Roggia chicane then. And then now up the gears once again into Curva Grande he goes then. The person who is basically the wild card in the league. Sometimes he can do absolutely amazingly due to reverse strategies. Other times he's down at the back saying goodbye to everyone away from him. But what's it going to be today as he now flies through towards Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2 then. He's holding it in 5th gear and now should be in 5th gear for here. Yeah, he goes, but it's a lot less throttle usage than the top guys. It's Jerome. Excuse me, I didn't even see that. Jerome is at an 18.6 to get really up there with Prince Killer. A good lap from the Red Bull there as we now fly down. Let's Get Fiscal's up by a little bit. Apparently he's purple through Sector 2. I'm not sure if that's correct. It didn't seem like a very strong Sector 2. But he's up.
To be honest, I wouldn't really look at the purple sectors because Codemasters have blew this up this season. I've even had purple sectors, and we both know I'm not a purple sector guy. While Fisker is coming across the line, let's see what he can do.
It's an improvement by 1.5 tenths, but no improvement on track then. Other people, Josh is on an outlap, and everyone now, as 1 minute 18 in the session to go, everyone will be starting their laps, and Invisible and Prince are both on lap. Invisible getting the toe from Prince this time around.
Yeah, and Bruma with all of his eggs in one basket. Last shot for him to put in a good lap in this qualifier.
Both Red Bulls don't seem to improve then, so it's just the likes of...
Jerome is out somehow.
I think he retired in the pits. I think he retired in the pits, mate.
Yeah.
It seems like, where is Prince? Prince is ahead, so it seems like Invisible has given Prince a tow of some kind, or Invisible's lost the car. So this is time for Prince Killer to shine and maybe make up a few more tenths on track then, keep himself far away from anyone else, make sure he can do what he needs to do then, as it seems like a runner has retired. Who was that who's retired on track? I'm not even sure. That would be Matt like
Donkey.
It would have been, yes. And now flying ball, Prince is 2.5 tenths up. He is flying right now. The Tifosi is screaming. Black Mamba can't improve either. It's just down to likes of Donkey Dan. Can he improve? Can Prince Killer set the timing boards alignment as he flies through towards Parabolica? Prince now up to the line, through the final corner, up to the Parabolica. Is this going to be an improvement? It will be with an 18.2. What
and
a lap.
And a commanding pole position for Prince Killer, as we expected, to be honest. Let's see what Bruma can do to improve that P20 he's got now. Oh, just keeping it on track.
And it's going to be only P15 for Bruma. He could have got, with his first lap, a P12. But look at that. One person to really mention, Walshabert down in P12 then. But Lysa 10K, 10K's lost it at Parabolica. He will not be improving his lap. But Donkey Dan, can he destroy the Tifosi party of the Saturday in qualifying then? Up to line then. And it seems like it's going to be fast. But is it going to be fast enough? It's going to be an 18.6 to go P2. But look at that. It seems like as everyone else has finished, Prince Killer is going to be setting a Tifosi party tonight then in qualifying, as he's beaten everyone by, what's that, 3.5 tenths of a second. The Ferrari is on fire at the moment, Calais.
And I'm betting we're going to have a Ferrari at least on podium. But I'm really bet, if I have to bet my money, I'd bet it on the Ferrari tonight to have at least one guy winning this race. You know, Prince has been really commanding all season throughout. Basically, his only challenger was Sørensen. Wolfstrabert is there. He's third in the championship, not very far away. He's been watching out for every mistake these two have made, and he's capitalized on everything he could. So he's only 6 to 8 points behind. So championship is really open for him. Unfortunately, he's going to be leaving. He's going to be P12 on the grid, but surely he's going to make his way up and look to look to be on the podium tonight. Jerome has indeed helped him a lot. He's raced a lot better this season. So I'm guessing we're going to have a very good race tonight. Hoping for a clean P1, first of all, and see what they can do.
I think my biggest like wow moment in quali was Big Baguette in P6 the top 10. But fair play to the lad. Only 7.5 tenths off pole. For a lad who I've seen usually outside the top 10 most weekends. Fair play to the lad. Up there with the likes of 10K, who won a race in the Asia Cup last season. Beating the likes of Walshabert, 1.1 seconds off. So you got to give it to the lad. He's done a good job, and now we can see Prince Killer taking home that P1, that pole position. But is that pole position going to mean much, to be fair? Because the amount of tow you can get down to turn 1 may mean that Donkey Dan may have a good run of getting into P1 by turn number 4 then. But now running through the grid now for you guys. So Prince Killer in P1, P2 is Donkey Dan, P3 goes to Jerome. It's a Dutch 1, 2, 3. P4 goes to Black Mamba, and P5 is Mobile Reptile. Outside the top 5, Big Baguette, 10K, Dos Josh, Raul, 98 Popper, and Invisible rounding out that top 10. And outside the top 10 on fresh new tyres will be Conai Joe, Walshabert. That was Mad Chip. Let's Get Fiscal, Broomer, and Man Like Donkey. Going to be a good race today, Calais. I can just feel it.
You know, I'm willing to bet you that if Prince manages to get a good launch, in 2 laps he's going to break the toe. He's going to break the DRS, and when we get DRS in lap 3, P2 is not going to have it from him. And if he manages to do that, I'm not seeing anyone catch him.
Seems like a lot of dominance that you're predicting right now. And I'm just going to have a look at the comments on the stream because I don't have my phone out right now. So I've just blue screened you guys. And, yeah. So, Sorensen's sad not to be racing. Is this a Spag man? It is Spag. Yes, it is Spag. Niels White Prince is not in C1 because he probably didn't win the championship. And Madtrix, good evening. Hope all is well. All is well. And we're now getting ready up for the formation up as people are now just choosing their setups. And then we'll be ready to head out onto the track then on this beautiful Sunday. And obviously...
Yes.
The power is with the Ferrari at the moment, with the likes of a certain Prince Killer
a certain
on top.
Prince.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, I'm really hoping. I know we shouldn't take sides and stuff, but I'm really hoping for Invisible to have a good race. He's had a lot of bad luck. I'm obviously everyone in RLH knows I'm Romanian, so I'm really supporting Raul. But to be honest, to be fair, I'm really hoping for Invisible to have a good race because he's really earned it. I mean, like he's grinding it out for 3 races now at the back, being hit, being caught in sandwiches and stuff. So I just hope he's got a clean race and he gets to the end, to the flag, no matter what position, but just no incidents on his side.
Yeah, I think for any racer here tonight, then one main thing will be not getting damage on that first lap because it is as you saw at the start of the formation lap, you saw the pit stop strategy. It's a clear and easy one stop from the softs to the mediums, so any disruptions will really hurt any single driver. So just keeping out of that damage, keeping your front wing on, keeping your tyres on will be a main thing today then, as I just think as we come around Lesmo 1 and Lesmo 2 right now, I just think of Lewis Hamilton on the second to last lap in 2008, I want to say, losing it at Lesmo, at the end of Lesmo 1, and yeah, that was my first memory of F1, Lewis Hamilton losing at Lesmo 1.
Well, my first memory of F1 is actually with Jacques Villeneuve fighting Damon Hill for the win in his his first season in Formula 1 in 1996. So
oh wow,
we have pretty different. It's a pretty big age gap between us, yeah. But every season of Formula 1, even if it was the 2000s, 2004s, or now with the dominance of Ferrari or the dominance of Mercedes, we've always managed to find beauty in it, and we've always managed to find stuff that people deemed worth racing for, even if it wasn't P1 or best in constructors or anything. So,
well, now as we come towards the end of the formation lap, sorry to butt in there, but I've just got to mention for the guys that outside the top 10, Cotton Eye Joe, Fiscal, Bruma and Manline Donkey starting on the mediums, Mad Chip starting on the hards, and Walshabert on the soft. So Walshabert is aiming to get through that pack ASAP. As soon as possible, he needs to get through. As now we're lining up on the grid for the start of the Italian Grand Prix.
You know, I think it's the reason why Walshabert chose that tire, because he knows he's faster.
And we now
want to
go to 5 lights. And it's lights out and away we go. And yes, people need to have good starts here like Walshabert. And already Black Mamba's lost a lot of positions off the line then. As flying already, Girona, there's 3 wide just in behind. 3 wide down to turn 1 for P2. At the moment, Big Baguette has gone all the way up into P2. And now through, and Mobile Reptile might even get P4 if he's still going 3 wide through Curva Grande. And Prince kind of flies away, he bolts away. And we're still going side by side down the middle of the pack. If you see, look at that. Oh, side by side action between Mobile Reptile and Jerome, and in behind as well. There's more action coming down into the chicane. The Cotton Eye Joe and Walshabert touching each other. As now Walshabert losing on exits, invisible as well. Doesn't have the best runners. There's side by side at the back of the pack through Lesmo 1 then. As we now fly through and still side by side. Right on board with Fiscal right now. Walshabert on the inside of Invisible. They're still somehow not having any contact, and in behind Bruma is side by side with Fiscal as well then, as we fly down towards the Ascari chicane, and Fiscal gets ahead of GR Bruma. And a lot of changes so far. Biggest change so far is Big Baguette is up in P2, and Donkey Dan is now trying to overtake him, and that was an too easy of a move, Calais, for Big Baguette to let Donkey Dan pass. But now already, as you predicted, at the end of lap 1, Prince Killer has already got a 1.1 second lead.
And he is going to be flying all race long. I promise you that. Meanwhile, I'm really happy everyone has. This has been the cleanest start in mods I've seen in quite a while, actually. We've had a clean start in Romania on Monday, so it seems that all of the drivers have developed massively. Clearly Big Baguette, the biggest mover and the biggest winner of the first lap.
But yeah, so seems like at the moment, as I saw someone riding on the gravel, there's a little bit of a technical glitch with the timing boards right now. So I'm just going to show you the drivers at the moment, as we now see the likes of Donkey Dan, then Big Baguette at the moment. You can already see on the track map on your bottom right corner of the screen, look how far Prince Killer is ahead of anyone else as we now fly down. And look at that side by side. Oh, with Jerome now getting past Big Baguette. Big Baguette falling like the wind now, as now he's on the back of Jerome, and Jerome is just pulling away. But he's already on 38% EOS. EOS is going to be super important here, and Prince has got 89% still. Seems like it's going to be a game of EOS, and at the moment, Prince is winning it by far.
Walshabert has not had the start he wanted, because he's still in P12 and trying to get past Cotton Eye Joe now, most likely. And he can't do it, actually. He's trying to do it without overtake on. I don't think he can save overtake and get through the field in these first laps.
It's going to be hard, but I think he's using down to Curva Grande to make sure he can make that move stick as long as possible then. Seems like his wings maybe not helping him as he now goes side by side down into the Ascari chicane, not the Ascari, sorry, into turn 4 and 5 then. And it just seems like Walshabert just doesn't have the pace in the car.
Yeah, he made the move stick, but only by braking just a bit later than Cotton Eye Joe. But he's already out of DRS with Invisible, and it's going to be very hard to recover it.
Yeah, DRS is obviously very important around here. It's lap 3. This is where it would have started then, as now the gap is 1.3, but it seems to be sticking around that 1.3 mark. Donkey Dan seems to have the race pace compared to Prince Killer in these early stages. Now, with the overtake, they both have high amounts of overtake, so I think Donkey Dan is just trying to push up towards that DRS, enable himself to get inside it. And then let's look at that, Jerome also trying to keep on that DRS as well, send the Foss up there. But Jerome is on 15% ERS this early on, and now Donkey Dan is in the DRS of Prince Killer, and this race is about to get much more interesting.
If Donkey can manage to find the pace and stick in Prince's DRS, we might have somewhat of a surprise, or maybe for Prince to work for his win. But to be honest, I really doubt it. I still doubt it, and I'm sure Prince is going to find the pace in a couple of laps, and he's going to break the toe and he's going to run away with this race. Unless Prince makes a mistake, I'm not betting on anyone else. But from P3 we have a long train of cars, and it's going down to P10. So this is going to be an eventful race, because any mistake is going to cost a lot of positions.
Yes, it will, definitely a lot of positions. And excuse me, I was just taking a eat out my kebab there. But anyway, flying through towards a lap number 5 then. Already we're at a 5th race distance, and just under a 5th race distance, and 1.2 seconds is the gap, so the gap's about the same. But one thing I've identified from Prince Killer, his exits are very much supreme compared to Donkey Dan's. So if Dan's going to get him, it's got to be that final corner then, because Prince's exits, look, 1.2, it's already up to around 1.3 that quickly, as Black Mamba and Josh, oh, Josh almost loses it on exit there. Sorry for not picking that up fully, but now it looks like Mamba is trying to get back up those lost positions. Obviously starting quite hard on the grid, and now making sure he can keep up and maybe get up to these top 6. And it seems like there's now, as you said just earlier, about a minute ago, there was one pack. Now it's definitely divided into 2 there, with Mamba and Josh really battling. So now 2.8 seconds between the hat of Mobile Reptile, who's just picked up a 3-second time penalty, coincidentally, and Josh, Black Mamba.
I think Josh has kept the pack behind. I think he slowed them down, actually, because he created that, because that gap was created because of him.
Okay, so, hang on. Did Boomer just make a move into a Ascari? What a move that must have been. As Walshaber just adding injury to insult to injury, excuse me, there, as he just got a time penalty there, and he's down in P11. So this has not been the race so far for the Red Bull. He needs to make up position soon, and it's going to be even harder in the DRS train. There's another thing about the DRS train. Once you're in it, it's hard to overtake. And now we're talking about overtakes. We've got one big baguette and 10k. Oh, contact between the 2 cars. Doesn't seem like any front wing loss there. And Mobile Reptile trying to get involved as well. He's only got about 5% EOS left to play with for Mobile Reptile, but he's going to try it down the inside. Oh, big baguette, and there you go, Mobile Reptile up into P5 then, and a good race so far.
I think that caused a warning at least.
Yeah, surely that would have been a warning, as he's gone a little bit track ascending, and big baguette will probably have a word to say about that one. But Mobile Reptile now up into P5, and surely before long he'll be racing on the end of P4 of 10k. But now look at this. The top 3 are now in DRS of each other, so this is going to get very interesting. If Donkey Dan, who's just picked up a 3-second time penalty, as I say that, is now in the DRS, and now his objective will definitely be to pass a certain Prince Killer as soon as possible and try and extend the gap.
The Prince, who incidentally is starting to use his overtake. I think he realized that he did play around a bit too much and allowed Donkey Dan to get a bit too close to him.
And just right on board with Invisible right now is Ferrari Power versus Ferrari Power with Wow in front. It seems like the Alpha has just got a 3-second time penalty and a 5-second at the same time for Mad Chip, as he's just sped into the pit lane and done a very early pit stop there. Pit stop shouldn't be happening until around lap 10. So don't expect to see people.
Mad Chip was on the hard, so we actually expected him to go very long.
Okay. So
might have lost a wing there or something.
Potentially is now big forgetting Mobile Reptile. Looks like Mobile Reptile made a mistake. Didn't catch that on camera, but he must have gone into the gravel. And now he's in threat of losing 2 positions. Now Mamba has got the DRS on the Haas. The Haas won't have DRS itself. So now this is Mamba's chance to take away P6. Not even using his overtake. He's now using it a little bit. Oh no, he's hit the wall on the outside. Mamba. Oh, how's he not got front wing damage? He now goes round the outside into a Scary. They're still going side by side through a Scary. And somehow Mamba did not get front wing damage. Now is he going to try around the outside of Parabolica then as he flies around, and look at that, Josh trying to get involved as well. Round the outside he now goes into 4th gear. They're still side by side out of the Parabolica. Mamba's got a lot more ERX to play with, and they're still going side by side. Now Mobile Reptile heads into the pits at the start of lap 8.
It's a bit soon to be honest. Unless he's hitting the hard, and even so, it's a couple laps too soon.
He's going to the mediums, Calais.
If he's going to the mediums, it's going to be a 2-stop. I mean, lap 8 to go to the mediums to the end. He's going to have like he's going to take them to 95%. Yeah,
he's
definitely going to have puncture problems in the last couple of laps. Yeah, maybe so hoping for a safety car.
Maybe potentially, actually, considering we haven't had a DNF so far this race. It may be a good call from him, but we can't see. We've got to see how this race plays out. At the moment, everyone seems to be keeping it pretty safe, pretty on track so far. So there's no threat of any safety car at the moment, unless someone really does wallop it off the track. But still, we have 19 laps left to go in this race. Anything can happen. There's now Donkey Dan
has brought it closer and closer to Prince. It's really surprising, to be honest.
EOS around about the same level, so it's now a classic Mercedes versus Ferrari versus Red Bull battle at the top then. As now it seems like the Mercedes may be getting the upper hand on Prince Killer then, as he now fly down, as Jerome is now heading to the pits then. And is that going to be a move? It doesn't seem like he's using his EOS. So it seems like he's just going to stick behind for now then.
He's going to the hard. He's going to the hard.
So Jerome's pitting early and banking on the hard to go to the end of the race then. Seems like Donkey Dan is going to stay behind at least one more lap then. Unless you can make a surprise attack move later on in the lap. It's going to be hard for him to overtake. But meanwhile, I just see this train, Calais, from like 5th down. It's ridiculous. So many people in so little space then. As it seems like the Ferrari of Invisible is right on the back of Mamba then. And he's looking for a move, but it seems like Mamba at the moment does have the pace compared to them. Jerome, we need to have a look at Jerome and Mobile Reptile's pace. Calais, if you can have a look at their lap times, just both their lap times at the end of this lap, as Invisible picks up a penalty. Can you just check them at the end of this lap to see if their times are significantly quicker? But anyway, seems like Rao actually is going to try and move on Invisible. The attacker has now become the defender, as Rao now very close to the back. The Romanian, Calais, will be supporting him a little. As now Walshabert is also behind these guys. 8 tenths off, but still in that DRS train that he needs. 5 tenths is the gap at the top, but the closest gap at the moment is between P5 down to P8.
Donkey Dan is going to the pit, so the Mercedes have been blinked first, and he's going to the mediums. Another big bet from the Mercedes, to be honest.
Who knows what will happen there, but it seems like Donkey Dan at the moment on those mediums. If he's going to tyre save, he should be able to get to the end of the race. Where does Jerome pop out? Compared, oh, there's a VSC, Mad Chip, VSC there.
Mad Chip is gone.
Lost it as the Ascara chicane then, and that has helped out Invisible a lot. Invisible has just worked that a treat then, and now he's down in P15, granted, but he's just behind Mobile Reptile, who's sitting a good P5. So surely,
to be honest, these are the best 10 laps of Invisible season so far. So let's just hope they stick.
That's green flag racing. This may have helped out Donkey Dan, to be fair. We need to have a look at where Donkey Dan is in comparison to Prince Killer. As we go to green flag racing, the question is, will Prince Killer head into the pits at the end of this lap and reply as soon as possible to the pace that Donkey Dan will have? No, he doesn't. He stays out for another lap and uses his COS This will be his push lap most probably before he heads into the pits. 10K into the pits now. Fits on those medium tyres. And will be out any moment now. And probably down near the back of the pack then. Where is Donkey Dan? Donkey Dan is just by a man like Donkey. He's in the DRS. This is going to help him out. And he'll probably use ERS to get past in Curva Grande if he can have the good amount of traction. As now, apparently now the pit stop window opens for the medium tyres. But some people have banked on that very early then. As look how much grip Donkey Dan has compared to a man like Donkey. Now I assume now ERS will be used. And Curva Grande will be the place of choice for the Mercedes to overtake the Renault. Look at the pace difference here. Already into the 205 miles an hour we said. As he now goes into turn 4 and 5, and Donkey Dan now has got a gap which he can really run into as quick as possible. As now he's got a good gap, so does Prince Killer, to really stretch their legs.
Prince is still lapping 23s on his very old tires.
When he head into pits, he's got overtake on, and he's going to dive into the pit lane then. This will be the interesting. He's about 19-20 seconds behind is Donkey Dan, and we're now going to run on board with Donkey Dan. Where will he come out in comparison to Prince then? Prince Killer out of the pits on the mediums. Donkey Dan coming around the final corner now. This will be really interesting as the Ferrari is almost near the end of the pit lane already. Now the Ferrari is out of the pit lane. Look at that. Donkey Dan is at the fast lap of the race. And where's the Ferrari? Look at that. That's a change of lead, Calais. With now Donkey Dan in the lead. Possibly benefiting from the safety car. The virtual safety car, that is. A man like Donkey
I think
has
the
also
VSC
got
just
ahead.
helped him. I think the VSC helped him a lot. Because look at it, the difference in time. So it's a lot. Prince has managed to get fast, really fast, man like Donkey. So he's two seconds behind. Donkey Dan, that's a lot.
Sorry to cut in, but now Mobile Reptile and 10K going side by side. Down into turn number 4 and 5. They're still going side by side. They're still going side by side into the Lesmos. Somehow they both kept it on the track, and Mobile Reptile takes out the inside of the Lesmo 1. Sorry, Calais, for cutting in front. But yeah, it seems like a 2-second gap has been made.
You know who I'm betting now? I'm betting on Jerome. Look at him. He's P6. He's on Prince's DRS on the hard tire. He can take it to the end, and he's gonna have grip where at some point where nobody else is gonna find it. I'm thinking lap 23, 24, nobody's gonna find grip, and he's gonna have it.
I love how you say that, and instantaneously he gets a time penalty. I think that's just the ultimate jinx. Yellows in sector 3. That is man like Donkey round. Into the wall at Parabolica. The exit of Parabolica. That's a virtual safety car. And it's the second one of today then. As we've got a slow moving car. And there you'll be able to head into the pits and lose a little bit less of time. But still will be at the back of the pack then for the Renault. The second virtual safety car of the day. Drivers got to keep their deltas at a good and reasonable level then. Before going back to green flag racing. This will just help their ERS out a little. Help their fuel out a little. And the top 3 at the moment. Only about 7 seconds ahead of Donkey Dan, who's a provisional lead right now. You know what? This VSC Delta restart will be really vital, because if Prince can really get it sorted, as now DRS is enabled, we can have a look if gaps change a lot. It's now 1.7, so Prince is really benefited from that occurrence, and now it's only 1.4. So Prince is timed out to perfection. Scott Nigel picks up a 3-second time penalty. Prince Killer has timed up to perfection and has got himself within 1.1 seconds as Donkey Dan has a really bad score chicane, and before probably Parabolica he will be in DRS, so he's timed that delta for perfection and has gained a second because of it.
You know what? Jerome is lapping the same as Donkey Dan on the hard tire and on versus Donkey Dan's mediums. So Jerome is actually fast on those hard tires. He does have a penalty, yes indeed.
But will the hards make up 3 seconds? Will the hards make up 3 seconds? That's the question that we have to put into our mind. Also, we've got to limit the fact that Jerome was a little bit of a bottle in the Asia Cup. So we got to see if he can really learn from his mistakes and maybe take home the race win today. Now, talking about Red Bulls, Walsberg has just got past Black Mamba up the inside of Curva Grande.
Yes, unfortunately, Jerome is prone to mistakes and prone to penalties in the race.
Josh off. Sorry, Josh off into the gravel then. Excuse me, I just saw that on camera. Sorry for the button. Please do continue. Josh is off and now down in P14.
Unfortunate for him. Invincible still having a good race. And yeah, I was saying about Jerome that if he cut down on the mistakes and on the penalties, I think he could be a lot higher up. He's got his first podium of his RLH career this season, a couple races ago, so he's really going to look to improve on that and maybe go higher up and go for a win this season. And this can be a race where he can get the win if some other people make a few mistakes and he can take it to the end at this pace.
Meanwhile, just talking about pace and other people improving, seems like Mobile Reptile and TK are locked in a battle then, Calais, as they now fly through towards Curva Grande. It seems like very much an exchange battle here. One lap 10K's ahead, and that's yellow to sector 2. That's Bruma round.
Oh my, Bruma
has not got front wing damage though. It looks like he may have lost it on the curve potentially. Has the Swiss Brazilian then, who is actually my birthday twin, funny enough. Seems like he's being very much a Sebastian Vettel kind of driver at the moment, spinning round, and it seems like points won't be on the board.
Josh retires.
This could be vital for the likes of Cotton Eye Joe and Let's Get Fiscal. Will it be a safety car, or will it just be what will happen here? Will there be any kind of safety car? Will it go straight to green flags? Josh have left the session. Will there be a safety car? I can't see one coming out.
No.
So it seems like the guys like Donkey Dan have been left off, and oh my god,
it's green.
It's all good.
He lost it in the second chicane. He was in the wall. Unfortunate for Josh.
Cotton Eye Joe and Let's Get Fiscal will be gutted right now that wasn't a safety car. But anyway, talking about them, they'll probably be heading into the pits very soon then. But Donkey Dan is really pressing. I remember seeing it, the gap a minute ago was 5 seconds. Now it's only 2.5 as Mamba and Rao have just exchanged positions. As Walsberg is now down in 13th. This has been a race from disaster for the Red Bull. Maybe it's down to front wing, maybe it's down to whatever, but my goodness, he has not had a good race so far. Only 11 laps to go now, so he needs to make moves quickly if he's going to make any positions in this race. And it just seems like the Red Bull has not had a good one. He's very much racing the Alex Albon, and Jerome is being very much the Max Verstappen at the moment. Then still, what? Oh, he's lost a lot of time.
Donkey gets a penalty. Donkey then gets a 3-second penalty. So that basically puts Prince in the lead without doing anything. I think he's going to take the lead. I'm sure he's brought the gap down a lot, saving ERS.
Meanwhile,
while Cotton Eye Joe goes in the pits.
Yeah, Cotton Eye Joe.
Leaving Fiscal to lead.
Yeah.
Fiscal is in the lead again.
Yeah, Fiscal will be in the lead, but not for long, I assume. Is now down into turn 1. I'm just going to check the comments real quick as we have this lull in action. Shabby said, what's up, I'm missing P2. By far the best reason so far, apparently, according to War Madonna. And Donkey can keep those tyres, and undercut could have worked perfect. Prince has got 3 seconds as well, apparently.
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
Not.
I'm in the race director. He does not have a penalty.
Prince has got 2 warnings, though, so he's very close to a penalty, though. As now, look at this. Donkey Dan is about to get held up a little bit by the McLaren and Fiscal. Unless he can get... This could be very tactical for Dan here. If he can split himself and the Ferrari of Prince Keller, this would be perfect for him. Fiscal's using his ERS zone, but now can he do it down into a score? It's going to be a daring move from the Mercedes. Down the inside it goes. And with more grip, Donkey Dan does get past. And now, how long will Fiscal stay ahead? Fiscal's actually coming in for an overtake. He tries to go around the outside. He's got no overtake left to play with. I don't know what he's trying to play at here, but now down the inside, Donkey Dan goes. Fiscal is still there. Seems like Prince has lost a little bit of time. Fiscal will surely pit now. No, he's going to stay on for one more lap.
Doesn't.
This seems just like a problem
he gave
for
us
Prince
a show, at least. Yeah, he gave us a show. He's going to hinder Prince, yeah, for sure. No, he doesn't. He's just getting out of the way.
It's not his battle to fight. He's battling the likes of Cotton Eye Joe and Man Like Donkey and Broomer at the moment then. As Broomer now heads into the pits as well then for his one and only stop. Jerome still not too far behind these guys. 2.2 seconds. But he does have very limited EOS usage. Everyone, to be fair, people with low EOS, I can see probably the highest at the moment is Big Baguette on 57%. No one has got a high EOS around here at all. So if you got high EOS, you have got a good likelihood in the final few laps of doing quite well. So keep in mind that EOS will play a large part in this race then, as now Donkey Dan flies down the back straight. Into the sky we go then. We're just going to check. I think we should just check time penalties real quick then. Prince Kalelsi has
I did check them. I did check them, and the only one who doesn't have a penalty is Big Baguette in the top 10.
Okay.
Everyone has at least a penalty, or Prince has got 3 warnings, but it doesn't say penalty.
One of them will be a contact warning. One of them will be a contact warning.
Yeah, most likely. So he doesn't have a penalty yet, but he is on 2 warnings, and 8 laps to go. So Big Baguette, if he can keep it clean, he can actually move up quite a few positions at the end.
Yeah, obviously Big Baguette would be hoping for a safety car right now. So would Prince Killer, but people will be debating what they want right now. But it looks like Prince is trying to use that EOS to close up the Donkey down, potentially make a move, maybe next lap round. Then as we now fly down into the chicane once again for the 19th time this race, and Dan runs wide, and now that is a perfect opportunity for Prince Killer to take the lead on the grass then. Wow. That was a daring move for Prince. He must have had no grip on that grass, but Dan had even less grip on the gravel then. So Dan made a mistake, and now Prince Killer has been able to capitalise from it. What a shocker. Now Donkey Dan needs to now make up some time and on Prince Killer, but now I'm sure within about a lap's time, the mediums for him are now in their prime range, so he's got to get past quick and really extend that gap as much as possible then. And I assume before long, maybe down the main straight, he will be able to make a move. But what drama, Calais? A change of lead with only 8 laps to go.
Well, Jerome gets
Prince has got a penalty.
Yes, he's got a penalty. And I'm going to answer to Sir real quick, as he asked in the comments. And yes, Mo Baraka, unfortunately, he does have 2 penalties. Sørensen, so your teammate is in the penalty lottery as well. 10K gets back. Whoa! What happened there? It's 10K out. 10K has lost it in the first turn.
He doesn't do that front wing damage.
No, he doesn't. I don't think. Maybe it was contact. He just caught it late.
I don't know what's happened there, but I think Jerome and Fiscal.
Jerome tapped Fiscal right now. I don't know. Does he have damage? Maybe. No, he doesn't.
Oh, contact! 10K is round! And that is him with damage, surely. Oh, he's reset to track, but he has got damage. So 10K has got damage to his name, and that will be a really huge blow for the Merc then. And now Big Baguette gets bypassed.
It's a VSC. Oh, Fiscal would have hoped he would have been more close to Parabolica for this VSC. He's going to get in real fast now.
How is that not a safety car?
Like Donkey was in the middle of the track, right?
How is that not a safety car?
What? He was in the middle of the track, like literally. Fiscal is gonna be. No,
it's back
green.
to green flags, but Fiscal, I assume, will pit. He's staying
out.
No,
he doesn't. What? Does he have tires anymore? I mean, like, really? 20 lap on medium.
Yellow sector 3. That's
it's yellow again.
Bruma's retired as well. Will that be a safety car?
No.
Surely not.
Fiscal has to be the unluckiest driver ever. I mean,
oh,
come on.
Mimo! Down into turn number 4 and 5. Oh my, Prince Killer and Donkey Dan have exchanged positions, and somehow that is not a safety car. But we're down to 12 drivers, and how there hasn't been a safety car this race, I do not know. But this is just helping the likes of Donkey Dan and Prince Killer. One person who still who probably doesn't have a chance anymore is Jerome. Jerome would have really hoped for a safety car right now, but he just doesn't have one. Meanwhile,
I mean, really, Fiscal is gonna curse his luck, really.
And now down into this guy chicane. Fiscal is now just a moving chicane for everyone on track, as now his tyres are so old. So now Jerome needs to get past. He's in the slip that he needs, as he's now going to go to the inside of Let's Get Fiscal, but they're still side by side down into Parabolica. And Fiscal now with a little bit more EOS may have something to say about that, but he needs to head into the pits sooner rather than later.
You know, he's not brutally slow, but he is 1 second slower than the guys who
Mobile
around him.
Reptile may have just made up 2 positions in 1 corner. What the heck? Mobile Reptile just had a ridiculous run, and now up into P3. What a move!
Yeah, Sorensen, his teammate, is gonna be really happy for this move.
Oh, Wolfsburg is off the track, and he's gone through the code, gone through the oh, he's not got picked up a penalty, but he's down in P11. Seems like they may have had damage, may have had contact. Him and Black Mamba down into P11. So this has been a race from hell for the Red Bull driver of Wolfsburg. That as we now fly through down towards the 4 and 5 once again. It's just gone from bad to worse for Wolfsburg. Another trip to the runoff area for him. And now, the only focus that we've got at the moment is Donkey Dan versus Prince Calais. There's no penalty separating them. This is just a battle out on track, Calais. And now this is going to be really interesting. Guys, in the comments, I know there's 17 of you watching. Who do we think is going to win this one? Who are we supporting? Team Prince or Team Donkey Dan then? As Prince now has the DRS that he needs, but he won't have the amount of speed that he needs, going 212 miles an hour down into turn number 1. Fiscal finally pits, by the way, just to let you know. But look how close Prince is now. It's only 0.3 of a second. Surely this is time for Prince Killer to shine them with 0.3 in it. And shall I tell you what I think's happening right now, Calais? I think Prince is saving EOS for the final few laps because it's so easy to re-overtake here. I think he's waiting till the final lap.
You know, I saw him use DRS a couple of times and not touch the overtake button. So I'm betting that I'm betting you are right, because look at Dan. He's only got 20% ERS, while Prince is at 60. So, and look, he's using DRS, no touching of the overtake button. He knows he's got 4 laps to go. He knows he's close. He knows he can keep the gap close. So all he has to do is wait for a good opportunity and use everything he's got. Donkey Dan is using every bit of ERS he has to keep Prince behind. So the second he won't have it, Prince is gonna get him. But valiant effort from the Mercedes.
I don't think
will he make it? I don't know.
Yeah, one other thing to really put into perspective is tyres, obviously, but yeah, Prince is just in the perfect position right now to take the win on the final few laps then. And both on the... is it same penalties between the two? I think so.
I think each of them... I'm going to check real quick, but I think each of them has a 3-1.
Okay, so perfect. Flat out battle for the win here. And now look at that. Prince is looking for it. He's just scaring Donkey, maybe into mistake potentially. But Donkey is keeping his cool right now.
Thing is that Dan is 1 warning away from the penalty, so first warning is going to be a penalty for him.
So he's just got to keep it on track.
Be cautious, fast and cautious. Well, in Monza, I two things that really don't get along.
And now down into this guy for the 24th time. Surely, yeah, look how much EOS Prince is to play with compared to Donkey Dan's 24%. If I was Donkey right now, I would get behind Prince and hope for a final lap charge. Obviously he has track position, but track position just is not important around this circuit. And just look how much EOS he's got to play with. Prince can full on just deploy him all the way from here to the end of straight and have enough EOS to play with. down to 60% for Prince, but it's just not going to matter. He's got so much superior EOS compared to Donkey Dan with 3 laps to go.
He's barely touching it, like just a couple seconds and off it.
They're so close together between these two. When will Prince decide to make the move? I feel like the most important move will be down maybe into turn 4 and 5. That's where we'll probably see the move happen. If Prince gets a good exit out of the final corner, then Jerome is also up for a podium at the moment. So we need to have a look at Jerome versus Mobile Reptile. He's obviously on the hards, which will come good around now. Mobile Reptile will be defending for his life at some point, but still running on board with Donkey Dan. Seeing if Prince Killer will make the move now. It seems a little bit too far back now, but can Jerome make a move on Mobile Reptile sooner rather than later then?
We've had a half on pretty much all the podiums this season. So Mobile Reptile is going to want to make his teammate proud and keep that podium streak for Haas going.
Yeah, and now approaching lap 26. Prince is going to make that move soon if he wants it to stick. Oh, he's had a little bit of a moment as Donkey Dan out of the final corner, and this will be chance for Prince to pass it. Jerome's now got it down into the final corner. Good move. Oh, seems like a little bit of a moment for Jerome as well, but Prince Killer. Now Donkey Dan has to really go to the right. Now, potentially round the outside. Who's going to be late on the brakes? Oh, but still.
They banged wheels for a bit.
But anyway, Mobile Reptile and Jerome still battling as well. But this is a chance for Prince Killer to make it stick. He's got so much EOS to play with versus Donkey Dan. They're going to be side by side through Curva Grande now, down towards turn 4 and 5. And it seems like Prince Killer, with 1 lap to go, has made the move for the lead then. Donkey Dan.
And you were right. Turn 4 and 5 were the winner. Were the move. Where
and Dad just picked up a 3-second time penalty as well. And that is the end of the race. Prince Killer will take this most probably, unless a mistake is made in the final few laps then. In the final 2 laps. But it seems like now Prince is really flying away from Donkey. Donkey's kind of given up, half given up on this one. But how many warnings has Prince got to his name? Can he get a warning in this final lap, which will change everything? He's got 2 more warnings to get, so he's fine. He is fine right now. Jerome and Mobile Reptile still going to be battling. This is for the final podium position then for the Tifosi. This is an important one for Jerome. He'll be wanting to get that podium today then, but so will Mobile Reptile, excuse me there. But anyway, flying around the final corner then, and now overtake is enabled for Jerome, but he's got none left. Neither of them have overtake left. Both of them are lacking supremely in overtake, but look how much later Jerome can be on the brakes, and look at that! Jerome has lost it on exit, and that's going to be his chance potentially for the podium out of his wallet then. And any other moves happening, it seems like everyone else is pretty separated out then, as it now seems like everything's settled down then. And now it's time for us to watch Prince Killers. Now the Tifosi will be cheering for the man in red then. You predicted it, Calais. You predicted it, a Ferrari win. But we didn't expect it to be this close. You didn't expect it to be this close. But no, my goodness.
I didn't.
A good battle between Donkey Dan and Prince Killer has made it worth it to commentate. But there you go. All the Tifosi up on their feet then, as we see them on the left and right hand side of the track then. He's going to come through the Parabolica for one more time then. Prince Killer in a Ferrari power car in the Ferrari will come home at Monza to take the win.
Dancing.
And there you go, really
Let's
showing
see if
himself.
the Haas stays in the podium position. I'm really curious about it.
Oh!
And yes, he does. Invisible has had an awesome race. Let's see on Big Baguette. I think it's gonna win. No, he didn't. Anyway,
all I'm going to say is, Calais, just before I run through the whole order, Invisible was half a tenth off of P4. No, P3,
yeah,
sorry, P3.
And he's had the best race of his season, and he's gonna be glad about it. I'm sure he's gonna take this P5 as a win, because he's had so much bad luck. He's had an incident-free race, and he's shown what he can do, and he can bring points for Ferrari. I'm sure the Haas team is gonna be happy with with what their only car on track did today. So it's been a great race. Dan and Prince have provided.
So yeah, there you go.
I'm glad we got. Oh, there we go. Fiscal got something out of this race, and he is driver of the day for us.
And there you go then. Prince Killer takes the win at Monza then, taking a selfie with the Tifosi, as any Ferrari driver should then. It's Ferrari powered 1 and 3 on the podium with a Mercedes in P2 of Donkey Dan. He gave a good fight, but on the final lap of the race was where he kind of lost everything, and Prince Killer just chose the perfect point to overtake. He gave himself enough opportunities to make it happen. But there you go then. P1 today is Prince Killer with 2 time penalties, Donkey Dan with 3 time penalties. But there you go. P3 was Mobile Reptile and P4 was Jerome then, after all time penalties considered. Invisible was only half a second off of P3 then, but P5 for the German, P6 for Big Baguette, P7 for Raul, P8 for Let's Get Fiscal, P9 for Cotton Eye Joe, and P10 for Walshabert, P11 for 10K, P12 for Black Mama, and all the rest are DNFs then. But fair play to all the drivers. I shall hopefully get the top 3 in for interviews, but obviously that depends on if they are available for the interviews then. But fair play to all drivers today then, and I will invite them to the party then. Good race here today, wasn't it, Calais?
I think it was one of the I expected it, to be honest, and well, this was it. I think we have our winner with us.
We have our winner with us, but we don't have P2. But at least we have the winner with us, Prince Killer. Well done for P1 then. The Tifosi must have been going absolutely wild. A solid 17 people watching you in stream there, cheering you on. How was that race for you today?
Yeah, it was a nice race. It was a nice battle, the whole race with Dan. Because at some point it was a bit of seeing if he has penalties, but at some point we both had the same amount of penalties, so it was very tense. I think only at the final laps he got a 3-second time penalty extra. So that's when we stopped battling.
Yeah, he got that just as you passed him on the final lap of the race. And it seems like Donkey Dan isn't joining the interviews, but honestly, that was a great battle between you two. And wow, so what was in your thoughts then as you overtook him with a few laps ago? What were your thoughts with like 5 laps ago? Were you thinking just wait and just make sure he couldn't re-overtake you? What was your idea behind waiting so late?
I was hoping he would use more ERS than me, so I could pass him on the final lap. I wanted to pass him on the final lap, but in the penultimate lap he made a mistake out of Parabolica. He almost crashed there. So then I was thinking, yeah, I have to take the opportunity and pass him right away. But it was more of a strategic battle, trying to have more ERS at the end.
Well, it surely succeeded, because Dan had to use everything he had to stay in front. Prince, I want to ask about the next race, because I know it's the place every driver loves and hates at the same time. We're going to Monaco next race. What are your thoughts on that, and what are you hoping to get out of it?
I love it and hate it at the same time, as you say. So, because it's a nice track for time trial and hot laps, but I've never had a good Monaco Grand Prix. I think in 2019 in the full season I had there, I crashed, and I was in a very good position. Almost 2018, and in 2019 I had so many incidents. I made like 8 pit stops, so I never do very well there in the race. But most of the time I'm pretty good at qualifying in Monaco.
Well, as we know, Monaco is qualifying is over half the race, so a good position in qualifying might just get you a race where you can redeem.
Just let me just try and invite Mobile Reptile again into the so he's gonna join. But yeah, I've given him an invite. He's asked me to do that, so I've given him one. But yeah, so overall a very good race from you, Prince.
Thanks.
But yeah, so fair play. The Tifosi must have been going wild. That quality lap was insane, and hopefully, hopefully, I need to add him as a friend. Excuse me, guys, for the. Okay, will that work? Okay, give me like 1 minute. Give me a minute. I'm just gonna accept him as a friend. Sorry for everyone in the stream. Give me a second. Sorry, technical difficulties as I can't work PlayStations apparently. Give me a sec. Invite players, few suggested players. There we go. I've invited him as well. Then give him a little interview. Then, obviously the third position driver. Then, but Calais, what did you think of Mobile Reptile's performance today?
To be honest, I think Sørensen is going to be proud of his performance. I mean, he was the main Haas today. Obviously, he was the main Haas we have in C2 is Sørensen, as he was up until this race our championship leader. But I think he's going to be happy with his teammate, and I think Haas has a great driver in Mobile Reptile. He's a new driver. He's joined RLH this season, but he's already shown that he's made massive improvements, and he's already shown that he can fight up there with the big guys. And I'm predicting that he's going to improve more and more for podiums a lot more often.
Yeah, I'll give him a minute to see if he can join. If not, we will stop the stream. I will just check. Sorry for these technical difficulties, guys. I'm just trying to get it sorted, and then it's only 8:15, so it's not a massive worry. But there you go. I've just invited him one more time. If he doesn't get that, then I will leave him be, and we can stop the stream. There he is. He's joined the party. Mobile Reptile P3. Calais was very happy with that race. How was that race for you?
Yeah, it was a good race for me, to be honest. I had some good pace going into this race. I had a decent quali, decent start, but the softs weren't quite working for me. So I decided to put on the mediums as early as I could, pitting around lap 7 or something. And then it was just driving to the end, having a couple of fights, and the luck was on my side today with Jerome, Tankate and Fiscal battling. That gave me the opportunity to close up and then eventually overtake them and win the race. So pretty good for me.
Well, nice winning of the race in P3. I don't know how you've done that, but yeah, podium for you in the Haas today. Obviously a Ferrari powered engine. I'm sure a few Ferrari supporters will be loving you there, and also all the Dutch ones as well, because obviously we had a Dutch top 3 today. They'll have been absolutely loving things. But anything else to add?
No, not really. Good race, and hoping for more results like this.
Calais, anything to add?
Congratulations, Mobile Reptile. You've had a great race, and I hope to see you on the podium more and more often.
Thank you, Calais. Thank you for commentating.
And we will see everyone next Wednesday at 1900 in.
Yeah, okay, thank you so much everyone for watching the stream then. I've been Spag. Thank you, Calais, for helping me here today then. And thank you so much everyone for watching the screen. And